Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Just one song tonight. You know, you'll get what you want at the end. All right. So how are we all doing? Let me just cue this up, and I will be right with you, because for some reason none of these buttons are working now. Oh well, isn't that typical? Oh well, it looks like we're doing it off of here. But that's okay, we know what we're doing. All right, how are we doing? Of course, we've got our guest tonight, James. He is waiting in the little box right here, as you can see. We'll get him on in just a moment. So it's been an interesting few days. We're back for episode 3. I hope you're all kind of enjoying the way this is going. We've got our first guest this evening, as I said, James from the Pure Love Foundation. He's going to tell us about all the amazing things he does. And we're going to talk about a few other topics as well after we've covered our main segment, of course. Please do, if you can share this, if you can post it anywhere, if you can do anything to help spread the word, that would be wonderful. And before we begin, I'm just going to introduce James and get him on here because he's just, poor guy's just sitting there staring at me. So James, are you there?
I am, brother.
All right, I just need to adjust the volume 1 minute of the music. All right, yeah, so James, it's great to have you here finally. We've often spoken about getting you on as a guest, talking about the things that you do, because you've got a fantastic project and you do wonderful things, and we can't wait to hear about it. So before we begin with all that, how are you doing today? Tell us.
I'm doing great today. Greenhouse is finished, ready for all the little seedlings so we can grow lots of food this year.
That's amazing, and yeah, it's fascinating what you do. Before we get started, we'll just say hi to everybody. India, Squid, Shane, Ray J, Crazy Bunny, what is happening? Synchronized Souls, a big shout out to Synchronized Souls. If you like ghost hunting and spiritual stuff and things in cans, right? You want to go check it out, so big shout out there. You'll get the link from the side chat there. And you've been on Synchronized Souls as well, right, James?
I have, and I'm going to be back on the 11th.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. We'll maybe get a link in the description for that. So if you're watching this back, please go and check out Zozo on the Synchronized Souls. So let's get started, James. Let's kind of take people into this. I think the best place to start with any sort of interview is to sort of paint us a little picture of who you are, how you got started with this, what life was like, and really what brought you to where you are today. I'm going to be chopping and changing a little bit, everybody, with the layout of this. Let me just see if I've messed this up. No, that's the wrong one. All right, hang on a minute. This one? Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. So got James on the screen now, nice and big. We can all sort of see his beautiful face and his wonderful tattoos and that luscious beard. And we can get started. So James, tell us just a little bit about your background and how you grew up and what shaped you as a person.
Well, we moved around quite a bit from the trailer park into the projects, different projects. Had one of those type of growing ups or whatnot. But I guess like at the root of pure love is started when I was about 40. My marriage had collapsed. And my mom died. Fell into a dark, dark place. Got to a point where I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to do any of this shit anymore. And I heard a voice from my mom, I guess, say, you know what, you take the money I gave you and you go help the people on the streets where you used to be.
Do you think
so? That kind of gave me inspiration to get out of the hole I was in, get off the alcohol. And go to the streets that I had the dark, intimate relationship with and remind the people that are there, they're not invisible and we need them.
Yeah. Do you feel like your upbringing and that tragic loss that all happened, I mean, you get displaced when you separate from your partner, and obviously losing your mother would have been just soul destroying. And what happened after that? Did you find that you went down a darker road? You know, did you try and you know fill voids along the way, or how long did it take for your mother's message to arrive?
It was almost like instantaneously. I heard this thing say, "You got to stop. You've buried so many of your homeboys, and I don't want to lose you. I was supposed to be a statistic, right? I was supposed to be one of those kids that didn't make it. Turned out it was all my friends, and I just was alone."
What was it what was the path your friends went down that cost them their life? Was it alcohol, drugs, gangs, all of the above?
All of the above. And like that's what got me into the cannabis industry, was people with terminal illness. So you get in close relationships with people that were drug addicts, etc. And then they get AIDS, potentially worse, cancers, HIV, hepatitis. So I was growing medicinal cannabis for those people. I got arrested for that like 15 years ago. That changed my life into like having to really analyze what's important in life. And I didn't see it. I kept drinking and doing drugs until I lost my marriage and I was 40 years old. And I'm like, what in the hell's going on? And we all know 40 years old can be a tough time for men, not to say that women don't have a tough time either. But that was it. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to do something different. And it made me remember what it was like to be on the street and looking at people asking for just some time because you have no one to speak to. You feel alone and people don't look at you. You feel invisible. And if somebody just that one day says like, hey man, how you doing? Can I help you? Or like, do you need time? Do you need food? What is it you need? If they're honest, they're like, I need money for drugs. I've given people money because they're honest and they're like, look, I'm dope sick.
Yeah.
So you got to help every individual. If you ask a person, can I help you?
Oh, hang on
You
a
got to be
second.
willing
Hang
to
on a
help
second.
them.
1 second. I think, Shane, have we got an echo? Have we got an echo? Let me know if we've got an echo and I'll try and fix it. Hang on a second. I think I know how to fix it. Let me just... I don't want... Okay. Can you just tell us if that's any better? Can you count to 10 for us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It might actually be the sound coming out my headphones going onto the mic now that I think about it. So I'll start muting myself, everybody. I do apologize. So growing up was difficult. Before the loss of your marriage and the loss of your mother, you'd already lived a life of darker path. Chaos. There we go. That's a better word for it. And I think that must have set you up for being able to relate to a lot of the people that you're going to interact with and make you relatable to them. And do you find that, have you ever come across a situation where you've managed to give someone advice or they've done something that somebody from the government or an agency have been trying to get them to do? Do you feel like you can motivate people because they'll listen to you because you've got a better understanding, or does it matter?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I know that there was one gentleman that in our video we need a hug. He was saying like he was back on drugs, and then I had talked to him that day and gave him a hug and told him I believed in him. And several weeks later, I was out with Ford the Audio podcast and we ran into him and he's like, dude, I've been clean for 2 weeks and I get into a full-time treatment center next week if I can keep kissing clean. So maybe.
And that's the difference a hug made, right? Now, it's interesting you talk about hugs and you talk about, moments where a little bit of kindness has made a difference. On YouTube, certainly over the last sort of year, we've seen a big increase in short form content of people handing out $10 food cards. And there is, if we just remove all the clout chasers, okay, the people, and we're not going to debate here on if you're a bad person and you do good things just to post them on the internet, whether or not that's a good thing or not. We're not going to debate that. People are eating, let's not moan about it.
Yes.
But there is some very legitimate and believable channels that go out there and make change that have me in tears. These are 1 minute long videos, and someone getting a hug, someone getting a meal, and then getting bumped into again and saying, that day changed me and inspired me. It's very humbling when you realize to the extent that people become invisible in that case. And we could all learn a lot from your mindset that you've experienced and been through. When we don't understand things, like a prime example of this is if you're scared of spiders, you don't really understand that these spiders are harmless, you're gonna freak out. And I think a lot of the time people see addicts, homeless people, or people that have got severe mental issues as an unknown, and they kind of are naturally programmed to step back. And it's a sad human trait, and I think we should all take a little bit out of your book and just understand that what it must feel like for someone to lose everything and then lose themselves to the point where people treat them as invisible. It's very sad.
And the fear, right? People are afraid of what they don't know. So they see a homeless drug addict or a homeless person with mental issues. They're dirty. They have blood on them. They smell. and they don't want to approach those people. Those are the people that need us the most.
Yeah, 100%. And it's interesting because a lot of homeless men and women have got sets of clothes that they specifically keep very clean, so that if they're going to be going and trying to, live a little bit, they don't have that stigma attached to them. But
Yeah.
anyone who's been wild camping, or anyone that's spent any length of time sleeping outside or anything like that, your body, it really needs washed, and the one thing that separates high society from the people that have fallen to the lowest places is hygiene. And that is another thing that people tend to take a step back from: urine and body odors. And there's a big if people think that that homeless and addicts are unaware, do you know what I mean? They're very aware, they're very embarrassed, they're very ashamed. And it's amazing listening to just the work you do on a one-to-one basis. We're just scratching the surface here. And like I say, I think we can all learn a little bit from you here today. So, we understand now a little bit about why you're so intertwined with what you're doing. Your past, you've been through your own losses and traumas. So after your mother died, you got this the universal slap at 40 years old, your mum's voice, however we want to frame it. Tell us about the day before you decided to start all of this. The last day of your life before you became the Pure Love Foundation. Tell us about that last day and the build up to making that decision. What was the force and the push behind finally taking that step?
I think it was one of those things that, like, we catch things in movies, and there was fear kind of stopping me. And then something in a movie had said, we're all afraid until we do it. You get the courage after you do something. So you just need to go and do it. You're strong enough, you're not going to end up back on dope. So call a pizza place, see if you can get a deal on pizza. Call your homeboy, see if he'll bring you down there. And this is before we brought cameras or anything. And I was just like, okay, let's go right to the darkest part of the city, where there's people walking the fentanyl zombie walk, and let's just go there and help people. Okay. And then after a few weeks, I started asking the homeless people, I was like, hey, what do you guys think about me coming down with a camera and trying to start a YouTube channel? And maybe we could get some funding and I can do more for you guys. And they were like, yo, homie, you do your thing, man. We love you, man. We know you're doing this for us. So at that point, it was like, okay, I got to find somebody to take me on a regular basis or semi-regular basis. And I just got to do this as often as possible.
I think what we need to sort of create, right, is a movement with you. I mean, I'm 100% going to announce that I would like to try and intertwine the donations that come through via PayPal, right? Not the ones that it's too much of a nightmare when it comes to super chats, right? But when it comes to PayPal donations that come to this channel, I would like to take some of that money every month and have you use it for what would work for you. If you want Walmart vouchers or Target vouchers or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And yep. Over time, if the channel grows, that'll grow. But I've been looking for something to put some good back into the world, and I get so put off by the massive corporate. Like, literally, if they were going to fucking cure cancer, they would just cured it by now. Okay, like what are they doing with? What are you doing with all the money? Like, fucking do some work. Okay.
Yeah.
So I lose faith. I mean, at one point I was going to like adopt a bear with the channel, like from China, and save a bear and shit. But I think I would feel very comfortable investing what little I would have to give away into your organization. So once that officially, I'd like to get you back as well, and maybe do like a monthly thing where every month we're talking to you and we're looking at clips and we're driving home. I'll maybe speak to some of the bigger YouTubers that I know, and I really think that if we can get enough focus on this and we put together a video and a letter to businesses around you, We were talking about this earlier. So if you can get somebody to donate some apples, and then you get someone to donate some flour, and then we get somewhere to go and make some apple pies, and a restaurant rattles them all through the oven for you, this is the sort of web of help you need. You know,
Yeah.
it's really easy to turn around and go, oh, let's do a $30,000 GoFundMe for a food truck, or we can do something that's actually realistic and feasible. And I think if we can just get some other people involved and create a place where their name is on a list on your YouTube, and as that grows, everything grows. I mean, tell the people how many times you've just been handed raw ingredients like apples and berries and grown stuff. This is the beauty of what you're doing. You're not just you're not just going out and buying catering pre-made soups or catering pre-made this. Let's talk a little bit now about the love that goes into what you're doing. Let's talk about from seed to table for a minute, James. Take us through your vision for the growth project and the greenhouses and feeding people.
Well, yeah. So for now, we're just trying to grow. I'm going to grow a bunch of beans and things that are high protein and delicious, and we're going to bring those to food banks, right? And the soup kitchen, or the Shepherds of Good Hope, where they're serving a lot of frozen vegetables. Well, I'm going to bring them fresh vegetables. I have the time. I have the land.
Yeah.
I have the skill. So this year we've expanded into that. We're getting the greenhouse up and rocking, and we're going to have extra produce that'll go to the Shepherds of Good Hope soup kitchen. But then a friend is buying me a bunch of strawberry plants, and I'm going to grow a bunch of berries that we're going to go hand out on the street, because strawberries are expensive. And they shouldn't just be for rich people.
I think you should put together a project, a land share project, right? Where you do a video, and people that are maybe 60, 70 years old, they've got a little garden, they can't maintain it anymore. You come and say, well, listen, you've got a garden, it's overgrown. How about I turn it into somewhere to grow food, and we split the food? And you have all these little pockets. There used to be a project called Landshare in the UK for just that. People that wanted to grow with no land, and people that couldn't maintain their land with a bit that they can give up. I think if you can start something where you're getting people involved, you know, growing cabbages, growing, you know, hearty stuff for the winter ahead of time, it's really it's an exciting project. And when you said beans, right, instantly I'm thinking to myself, well, why are you growing beans when that's like the most donated thing in the world to food banks?
No, I don't mean like cans of canned beans. I mean yellow beans.
Okay,
and green beans.
Yeah, the big long ones, right?
Yeah, string beans.
So at the minute that you said the local food kitchen is using frozen vegetables, I was like, that's because he's growing something in vast quantities just for the protein factor to replace a product that can be improved upon. You know, you're improving on the frozen veg side. And I think that's amazing, because you're almost doing the highest quality of what you can do at any point. Whereas I think a lot of people would have been a bit confused growing some tomatoes and then trying to do pasta sauces or whatever. Whereas you're directly trying to provide a healthy ingredient for a specific area. That's
right. I used to grow food for my catering business.
Yeah.
We would grow specific foods for the weddings that we would do in the fall. So I'm just transferring my knowledge of cheffery and gardening and saying, like, hey, seasonally, Pure Love does different things. This year, we're like, hey, I'm going to grow food that we can give the fresh produce.
Well,
then the berries to give it. Like, I can make cake and parfaits, and we can go hand out parfaits to the homeless this year. It's going to be so fun.
I think what we should do is have a brainstorm, a community brainstorm, where we think, how can we build on what you've done and get people involved? Because I think, see if we could get 10 people in your area, right, to give up a little bit of garden, and now you've got 10 loads of beans. You've then got 10 volunteers that come down and help. You've got this little network that's going to grow. I believe in this, and I think that you're going to do a fantastic job. So we've touched a little bit on the fact that you're taking control of improving the nourishment by replacing ingredients. Tell me about the first time, and we're going to watch some of your videos as well, but tell me about the first time that you really went out en masse, when you went from In fact, no. Tell me first of all, your first night handing out food, right? And then tell us the largest thing you've done since then, and give us the contrast between the two.
Well, our very first trip out, we brought enough pizza for 60 people and snack and nutrition bags with an
Wow.
apple, a banana, an orange, a muffin, and a bottle of water.
60 people.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to think if I've fed one person. Like, obviously, friends, family, all that kind of stuff. But actually going out, I think I have a few times when it's come to homeless dudes. Anyone that's missing an eye and is homeless, I assume is Odin testing me. So I just give them everything I have, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So it's really fascinating. And I think if you imagine if 10 people get inspired and they just cut out the middleman and they go and buy 10 pizzas, where would they take them? If you were if I'm standing with 10 pizzas, what would be the most internationally the same? Where would I take them to? A homeless shelter, a soup kitchen? What would be the best place?
Definitely within 2 or 3 blocks of most homeless shelters, you're going to find the alleyways where the people are hiding.
Okay, well let's say we want to promote safety, right?
Okay, then go right to the homeless shelter.
Homeless shelter. Now, I would advise phoning ahead because they might not want you walking in with what could be fentanyl laced pizza. If you see what I mean. So
I never asked permission other than when we brought the food truck.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a bit different. I think you go directly to the source. You go directly to the homeless. The people that are in the soup kitchen, they've had something. They've had a meal. If you see what I'm saying. So that's.
But like if you pull up to a shelter like a Shepherd's a Good Hope or a Salvation Army homeless shelter, if you just pull up with a trunk full of snack bags and some pizzas, and just open your trunk and be like, "Is anyone hungry?" Trust me, people are hungry. Like the shelters do the best they can with the food that they have, but a lot of the time it's lower quality frozen food, so they don't get treats like pizza.
Yeah, let's shift attention from the homeless and addicts right now. Have you seen a big increase in cost of living affecting people, and have you seen a change in the groups that are extending their hand out for help out with homeless and addicts? Have you seen an increase of people that are just struggling to feed themselves, but by all means are normal people?
We see, I guess, more of the people that are on disability and welfare than we used to because their checks aren't going as far as they used to.
Okay. Because we've got the same thing going on here where I think it's 1 in 4 families in the UK are subsidized by a food bank. And it's quite shocking when America, the UK, countries that are meant to be at the forefront of human rights around the world. I know this because I hear my politicians going on about it all the time. But yet we've got kids struggling with reading. We've got young families not able to afford to feed themselves, let alone their children. It's scary. It really, really is. And I genuinely think that that's going to be something that's going to be, you're going to see more and more people at soup kitchens and food banks across America and the UK that are not homeless. They're just simply trying to avoid being homeless.
Yeah, they're working for their electricity, their water, their rent, their car insurance.
And let's not forget as well, in Canada, in the UK, we can break our leg, right? And the government will just be like, no problem, mate. We'll fix that right up for you. America, they don't have that luxury. And I can't imagine. Could you imagine being homeless in America and an addict? You get robbed, you have all your ribs broken, you have your teeth knocked out and your nose broken. And that's just you. That's it. That's you. That's you now. That's it. Because no one gives a shit. It's scary. It really is scary. It really is. Okay, listen, everybody. I'd just like to say, could we all slap a like on this video? There's a pinned link at the top of the chat. We're all just going to take a minute to click that link, go across to the Pure Love Foundation, and make sure we all subscribe with the bell on. And we're just going to take a quick 2 minutes. Well, we're still going to be chatting, but James and I are going to take this moment to feed our nicotine addiction because, you know,
Beauty.
we're just dirty addicts. YouTube has just notified me that in 20 seconds they're going to run an advert. So we're just going to talk and smoke for a few minutes, and then we're going to watch some of James's videos and then jump back into the story. But it's amazing, though, the effect that just doing a little bit can have, you know? People thinking, oh, well, James started with 60 people, feeding 60 people. I couldn't do that. We could all definitely feed one or two.
Right. There's a lot of days that we just go to Bank Street and we'll find one or two people and say, like, hey, how can we help you today? Can we get you some food at the chip truck? Or do you want a sandwich at the nice Italian deli?
Yeah.
Or do you want a poutine at the poutineery? And we just help one person or two people. You don't have to go and help 50 people. One person.
Yeah. Well, this is
just
this is
one
the thing.
person. Buy them a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Or like go and buy coffee and donuts and a nice sandwich at a deli, and then just walk up and leave it beside somebody that's sleeping.
Or even better, this is something that just, you see it in people's eyes when you ask them what they would like. Ask somebody what they would like to eat. Do you want a burger? Do you want a pizza? Whatever. And just make their mother frickin' day, because again, it adds to the fact that they're not invisible. You've acknowledged them. You've, you know, given them an option and a choice. And I think that's something that we could all be doing, if I'm being perfectly honest. It doesn't take much. I mean,
one day we asked a lady if she would like some food, and she's like, can I get a club sandwich?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, you can get whatever you want, as long as it's not like lobster.
Yeah.
Because I always make that joke. And she's like, really, you'll buy me a club sandwich? I'm like, yeah, come with us. So we brought her down to the pizzeria, ordered up her food, paid for it, and then we just left and continued on our day to find other people to help.
Yeah, I would suggest to anyone that wants to do this, that has the confidence or wants to attempt to do this, ask them what they want. If you don't have, if you wanted to leave it beside them, that's fine. But ask people what they want, because again, I've seen in YouTube videos the difference it makes to people just by acknowledging them and letting them know that they exist. So, okay, let us cut back to, I'm going to push the wrong button. There we go. Just turn the music down. There we go. So what we'll do, James, is we'll jump over to your YouTube page. And is there a specific video that you'd like us to start on? Or a clip that you're most proud of that you'd like to jump in at, that you can think of?
Oh, geez, man, I don't know.
I just want to say as well, this is something I should have asked James for ahead of time. But sadly, I'm asking him now. So there's one here called The Streets Are Hard, 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Yeah, that's the guy that originally the entire video, that's a short clip from a video from last year, I think. That's the man that gave a hug to, that was getting himself into treatment several months later.
Okay, well, let's watch the little snippet you've got here, and let's see if I messed up this transition. There we go. All right. Okay, so this is your video, James. The snippet of the video you done about the gentleman you gave the hug to, you were saying?
I think so. He's got gray hair.
Okay, let's watch. Okay, let's go.
Yes, please. Thank you. God bless. I appreciate that. Look, I only got 3 slices left. You want 2? Are you a hungry man?
Yeah,
that's good. Let's do this up.
I'm not greedy either.
No, I know
God
that,
bless,
man. But look, I got
so that's right outside the mission.
Everybody.
It's really nice of you guys, eh? It's nice to see you.
That's right outside the mission, you're saying?
Look.
Yeah.
Let's get you a homemade banana bread with chocolate chips, banana, couple oranges, and some water, man. All right? Well, here. I love you, man. You're my brother. You're important to me.
It's nice to hear that.
You need a hug, brother?
Thank you, babe.
Sorry you're suffering, man.
I'm not suffering. I just I lost a lot of my family in the past. So just going one direction. I want to get life. You know?
Well, do what you can when you can. Okay, bro? That's all we can do.
You're a blessing in life. You are, man. You're one of those angels.
Huh?
You're an angel from God, eh? You really are.
I might be. I don't know. I just...
Tattoos and all, bro.
I mean,
Man, I've been here. I used to eat at Shepherd's, and I used to stay over at George Street. You know what I mean? And 20-some years later, I'm just doing better. And it was time for me to just come and share with you what I've become, because we can all get where I am. And it takes a lot of hard work, but you know, the streets is hard. We ain't afraid of hard.
no, not at all.
You know?
We're accustomed to it, right?
Yeah.
And after a while, you just, I guess it's kind of like being institutionalized. You do so much time,
Yeah.
and that's your home, you know?
Safer in there than you are out here, right?
It's your family. That's all we have is each other down here, you know? And after a while, your family becomes your home.
No, man, I'm a lover.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
really appreciate everything you guys do.
Well said. You're very
It's a
well
blessing.
spoken.
No, just
Thank you.
You guys stay safe, Dave. Thank you, brother.
You stay safe too, all right? If you see us around here, we're down a couple times a month, and we're Bank Street and this and that. If you see us and you need help, you come ask me, all right? Because that's why I'm here. I'm here to help people.
Thanks,
know?
man. It's nice to see that, eh?
We're working on stuff like that right now.
Thank
We're
you.
doing some fundraising to try and get sleeping bags and stuff for winter.
Dude, like, you just come alive.
If
when
you've
you're
ever
out
played
doing that.
roulette, you'll know
Like-
that if you bet on red,
Shut the fuck up. Like, you know when, like, Dog the Bounty Hunter's on a case and then it cuts to him with his family? Like, that's the contrast. Like, you can see that you're in, like, a different mode. You know, you're looking into his fucking soul, man, when you're talking
Yeah,
to
I
him.
try not to break eye contact because they're so used to people not looking at them.
Yeah. Okay, let's
They're
watch.
my friends. They're my family.
Yeah, let's watch another one, man. That was good shit.
There was actually a young man, he's in our next video that's still been edited. He said to me, it broke my heart, bro. He said, no one has ever been kind to me before. And that's the picture you used in the thumbnail today, was that young
Yeah.
man.
That's right. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we'll circle back to that story because I think, I mean, we all seen the difference you made in his life. Just in that moment, bro. There's another one here, 26 degrees in Canada, but the community comes together for Hopeful Day. It's about 6 minutes long. Is that a good one to watch, or do you want to watch a different one?
I mean, they're all really good, bro.
Okay. Which one?
Nicole does a great job on editing.
Okay. Which do you think would have the biggest impact on the people watching? Do you have anything? Can you think of anything off the top of your head?
Corinne, can you look up my channel on your phone so I can?
I tell you
scroll
what,
through the
we're gonna
videos real quick?
watch. We're gonna watch Merry Christmas, a Christmas update with a bunch of cookies or something on the table there. I think that's a good one to jump into.
Because yeah, I baked
Thanks
a
for
lot
joining.
Christmas Day. We fed like over 100 people
Yeah, this
in a collab with some other people.
if you can get your production team that you were just speaking to there to find a video or let us know a title, and I'll play this one just now because this is the classic YouTube thumbnail pile of cookies here. I'm loving it.
Joining us. I'd like to thank everyone who supported us this year. We couldn't do the work we do without you. It really warms my heart. Thank you very, very much. For the last 3 weeks, I've been baking intensively, trying to get as many baked goodies ready for the street family. The way when we're at our family's house, there's always nice baked treats for us to eat. So here is 1,296 cookies, peanut butter squares, butter toffee covered pecans,
Chili
and butter
is a good
toffee
video.
covered almonds, and sugar cookies, and chocolate chip cookies, and such a variety for everybody to choose from. Over 700 packages anyways. So if there's 100 people,
Again, cookies, such a simple thing. Things that we
Yeah,
take
baked for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about people that want to do good, right, and they're in a position like yours where you take every last scrap that you're given and maximize on it. You take every little space you've got and maximize what you can do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you want to grow something that's got a little bit more of a cool factor than fucking beans, but the fact that you can make a difference with fresh beans is why you're doing it, you know? And I honestly think people could rally behind you, and we need to get the message out for you, because it's incredible when you actually start seeing what you're doing. And
Well, when it comes to growing cooler things, I am doing that as well, man. We're growing some cantaloupe melons
there
and
we
some
go.
big watermelons
That's
so
what
that
I'm
we can
saying.
bring the homeless
Yeah.
fruit.
Well, that's what. There's nothing wrong with growing beans. It's just, again, when we think about the homeless and we think about shelters, beans is like the one thing everyone goes and buys. But it's taking the protein factor of it, creating something fresh, and then giving that to increase the nutritional value of something. I'm nerding out a little bit on that. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think that is. It's like you've ninja'd the situation with beans. Like, I feel like you're like a bean ninja here, and I am all down with that. So did you manage to find a video, or is there one that you can think of?
Yeah, the one that says chili and goodies.
Okay, chili and goodies. Oh yeah, free chili and goodies. There we go. Right, nice. Okay, let's sit back and enjoy.
Vegetarian and meat chili.
See, and that's proof, man. That's proof that people would get behind you.
Bag of apples that were reduced because you don't go through a lot of apples, but it's good to have a couple, right? I figure.
And just while we're watching this, James, what's your opinions on
So we're starting off the day of truth and
what big
reconciliation
supermarkets could be doing with food waste to help people like you? We'll talk about that after. Just stew on that a minute.
We had audio issues this day, guys, so bear with us as we try something different here today, and I kind of just explained to you what was going on. You can see here people are already lining up, getting some fruit, getting a nice portion of chili here and trying to fill them nice and full, nice and hot.
James, if you want to just be able to enjoy a cigarette while we watch this, you can still talk. I've turned the camera off, so you're safe, mate.
This lady here was saying that she can't eat spicy food, so she asked that we put less in her bowl so she could add some water. That's our vegetarian chili there. This is the beef chili I'm serving up. Here I think I'm just explaining to people why we do this, like that we want to share kindness and we want to let them know that they're important and valuable, and sharing a moment of brotherhood here with a nice handshake really brightens my day when things like this happen. And them too, look at nice hug, sharing joy and kindness. Let's get another serving of chili for this guy. You see people are shaking hands and just being all around good human beings. Got our fruit, some chocolate bars, nice cold waters. See Nikki's nice purple hair. Go to make sure to check out her video where we interviewed her in Red to hear her success story of from the streets to school as she goes to school to learn to be a PSW. Getting a serving of vegetarian chili here. Making sure they get a spoon and a nice fresh bun from, again, the Bonisher Bakery. Thanks again for supplying us with 5 dozen buns, and they were really good buns. People enjoyed them. There's my dear friend in the yellow hat I haven't seen in 20 years. It was really nice to reconnect with him. Yeah, I miss him a lot. He's good people. Suffering from fentanyl addiction like a lot of the people that we see when we're down in this city. We're getting this guy his spoon. starting to give away the pizzas here. That Ziggy, there he is in the black hat, is Gangster Apu on TikTok. Make sure to follow his channel, guys. Here he's shooting a TikTok video. I'm not sure what we're saying as we're handing out the pizza, but it made this young woman have a good laugh. We have a lot of good laughs on these days, bringing humor and light, happiness, sharing food. People are helping keep the street nice and clean as well, enjoying some fruit. There's my buddy again. So this young woman standing there, you can see with the 3 cups of coffee, she brought those over. She saw what we were doing from a store across the street, and she's like, hey, you know what? I'd like to bring some coffee over to these people. And it was nice to be able to share some coffees, because people like coffee, it seems. There we see Ziggy again in the background. Good people. Check him out. Gangster Apu on TikTok. Look at this. People,
You know, just as we're watching this, James, like, every aspect of what you do, you can hear the love in you and the pride you
Just
have.
trying to live my best version of me, bro.
But man, you can feel it.
The last serving of chili, 74 people is what I'm telling you. But like I say, we had audio issues, guys, but we're learning. The last serving of chili. Feels good, but at the same time, it's sad because, you know, it'd be nice if we couldn't run out of food because there just wasn't enough people to feed the amount of food we make, but maybe someday. Here's the pizzas that are being brought in, 10 beautiful pizzas, all with halal salami, and there was cheese pizza, and...
Just, it's amazing, James. Can the mods please post a Discord link? I think we're going to create a room on Discord. The true, the Love Found. Oh, hang on a second. Titling you here.
Rocco's taking over with emotion, guys.
Yeah, the Pure Love Foundation. I think we should make a room on Discord dedicated to this cause. Somewhere where people can post suggestions, and if people want to get in touch so that they can, you know, we could maybe put together an Amazon wish list of ingredients, bags of pasta or whatever, so that people know that they can purchase something that's going to be used. I think it would be so easy for $25 on something you need being spent. It can go such a long way for you. So I think we should 100% be creating a community around this, watching it grow, and yeah.
Yeah, we like to tell our subscribers and our donators that we'll do whatever they want with their donation. If somebody says $25 and they're like, we want you to go and buy somebody that has a cup asking for change, go buy them lunch and give them the rest of the money.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay, so James and I are just going to take one more minute to definitely finish our cigarettes, and then we're going to come back on camera. But well, I think that's a great idea. I think if you were to create, and again, you are going to have to create an Amazon account for this. You know that, right?
I believe Nicole has been setting up an Amazon wish list for us.
Okay, good. Because that's a great place to start. If there's stuff from $5 to $100, $200, but make a vast price amount, because I think this would really work. You know, I've got $5-10 every couple of weeks to throw at something, and I would love to be us all growing a part of this for you and start off a little pure love community. You know, I just think it's amazing, and there's a lot of people out there that want to be part of something charitable, don't trust big charities, and I'm telling you now, 100% gets my back in, my brother. 100%. That video was amazing. I posted that in the side chat for you, Ray J. Excuse me. Right. Smoke, get it finished. Let's go.
She's done, brother.
Okay, I was really just talking to myself there because I'm the pain in the bum. And there we go, like this. Okay, wicked. So let's go back to big view as well. There we go. So it's clear, right, that this runs deep inside you, right? You, off camera, put in every minute to produce your vegetables. It's time now that we get something put together. This is what we're doing, point of contact, to drop off to businesses. Let them know that they can be part of something. Let them know that it's a trustworthy and good thing to get behind, because I think, see, once you've got just a tiny, tiny little bit coming in and people see where that tiny little bit goes, it's just going to go, you know.
Actually, it's funny. There's a store here, a cannabis store called High Class.
Yeah.
And it's my friend's neighbor.
Okay.
They do an antique car show at Father's Day, and they raise donations, etc. He said he's talking over with his business partners, and potentially Pure Love Foundation is going to get 1/3 of the donations raised.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
So,
what we need. That's what we need.
Going to go there and set up a cookie stand.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give everyone that comes to the car show free cookies and spread love that day, you know?
Yeah. I think it's an amazing thing. I think we should also come up with a very non-cheesy, desirable format to release a hoodie for you, right? Because I know some really good artists that would donate their time. I would help you set up the store and things like that. It's all through it's all free. You don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
And we could put together something to put an identity on your movement and let people get something out of supporting you, and all that profit will go straight to you. And
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and it's not a difficult thing to do. A nice all over print hoodie. They're made in America. They're, you know, sent out from America. They're nice. If you've ever seen any of my Christmas merch, it's those. The way that those used to be made was a nightmare, but now they've updated their system. You can do it a lot easier. And I think getting a Discord room, trying to create a little, okay, so what's James doing? How can James rally 10, 15 people together, and how can that be put to use? You know, going about doing some posting, maybe approaching people for an interview, because I think that's what you need. You need some people behind you in the nerd world now, as opposed to the real world, to help you push this forward. And I'm 100% in.
Yeah, some tech geeks.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? So, yeah, it's really, really exciting. And I know Zozo in the side there is I think everyone agrees with me. You know, it's amazing when we see people like you. It's exciting to know that there's good people like you out there. So I think what we should all do, right, is it's May. It's the start of May, right? I think we should all make James a promise that between now and the end of the month, we'll go as far as buying a McDonald's meal for someone in need, okay? A McDonald's meal. If you can't afford a McDonald's meal, a cheeseburger. If you can't afford a cheeseburger, eye contact. Hello, how was your day? If that's too dangerous, just the eye contact and a wave, okay?
Yep.
But,
or like when you see a flower vendor on a corner somewhere, buy some flowers, and then just stand and use your observation skills. Look for somebody that looks sad.
Yeah.
And just go up and give them flowers and say, I hope this brightens your day. And then walk away.
Yeah. And I tell you something else. See people that want to feel like we all like a little bit of reward for doing good things, you know. Post about it in the Discord room. Take a picture of you, you know, I've just bought a McDonald's meal because James inspired me. Show James, you don't have to show the world, but you can show James that he has made a difference. And I think we can all freaking communicate. I'm definitely going to commit to posting an image before the end of this month, one picture in that room of me buying a McDonald's meal or something like that for somebody who needs it. And I think we can all do that, because it's really easy to sit here and go, oh, yeah, so inspiring. Yeah. If we all make that one change, once a month, we do something like that. Twice a month, it becomes. 3 times a month. Every time you see someone, it becomes. And that's what you take away from James. That's the love spreading. And I think we can all try and do a little bit more for those that desperately need it.
Right. When I found out my core values, You know, we all grow up and we don't know what our own core values are. We know what we're taught.
Oh,
So
listen.
I had to do a lot of deep inner search, and I realized that my core values are through understanding, kindness, compassion, and love, we destroy fear, hate, anger, and aggression.
Yeah.
On all levels.
Yeah. I mean, Ray J's just pointed here, I'm going to DM Via Frey, a big Canadian creator, and Eric Hunley, that video, and ask them to give it a promotional push. That was the Chile one.
Viva Frey, I know him not know him personally, but his videos during the Freedom Convoy, he was posting a lot, and he was down in Ottawa.
Yeah. Ray J is a good one. He's definitely somebody that if you ever need mods and, you know.
Yeah, he's great people.
Yeah, I think he actually is an AI bit of programming because he's never not offline, right? In
He's
fact,
a bot.
I'm gonna test it one night. I'm gonna actually put a live stream up at the same time as Atwood Unleashed is on a Wednesday and watch him mod the two things at once, right? Just like this. So big shout out to you, Ray J. You're I really appreciate you doing that. Anybody, of course, can help spread the love. So whether it's Ray J that inspires you or James, do a little something. And there's a lot that we could learn from you, James. It's fantastic. So what's next? Okay, what we'll get on to the supermarket issue in a minute. But what's next for you? What is not the dream, but the next step? Is there anything?
Well, the next step is to finish the commercial kitchen that I'm building here.
Oh, tell us about that.
I talked to a guy who does tiles.
Tell us about that, and tell us what you could do with that. You know.
Well, if I can get my commercial kitchen finished in this year, then I can cook 100 food for 100 people in a few hours, compared to 10, 11 hours.
I would strongly suggest you do what we need for daily small projects wish list and what we need to build the full kitchen wish list. I strongly suggest you do that, and when you contact companies and all the rest, and which we're going to force you to do, you send these wish lists out for companies that they want to know that if they're going to give money, it's going on what they're giving the money for, if that makes sense. It's a really safe way of legitimizing yourself out the gate as a small business. And dude, I think this could either lead to absolutely no help, right, and maybe some rice and beans for you, or this could blow up and really speed things up, because it's fascinating when love spreads, and I think that's what your gift is.
I kind of think that's why I had to have so much chaos in my entire life.
I mean,
and it takes so long for me to figure out what my purpose was because I had to experience everything at its whole so that I could go and do what I do with zero judgment, with an open heart.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you're one of those dudes that people could, like, you're quite easily to judge a book by its cover because head tattoos, big beard. You look like the sort of person that grandmas avoid sitting beside on the bus. And I think by creating a symbol for you and blowing this up as much as we want, especially in your hometown, like getting a logo and a brand for yourself out there so that, you know, those old ladies,
we have a sign up.
Yeah, I just want to get it to the point where those old ladies see you wearing that hoodie and recognize your face and know you and change the whole. You're going to be known as the pure love man. Do you see what I'm saying?
A lot of people in my town, because we're only 8,000 people. A lot of people here do know me, and I get stopped at the grocery store. They're like, "You're the cookie guy."
Yeah.
And
I think that's what makes you so amazing, right? Is you look so badass, right? And like a Viking. And there you are, dedicating your, like, and I don't even mean like, you go so, your life is this. It's not like you're volunteering a couple of hours a week. You're getting your hands in the soil and physically planting what you need until you can afford to do it faster, you know?
Yeah.
So getting that kitchen as soon as possible means you can feed people faster, make more food, be more legitimized as well.
Yeah.
So we've got people that have got a shitload of money, okay, we're going to have two different wish lists, all right? Businesses that want to get behind this, why don't we say that if a business was to buy, say, a fridge, their fucking logo gets slapped on the fridge, everything the businesses buy, we can brand so that when you're filming and doing stuff, you can go, we're going straight over to our fridge, kindly donated by Jimmy's, you know, whatever. I think
exactly
we can make this work, dude. We really can. There's
because
worse.
I do try to put like because I shoot a lot of cooking content videos for my personal YouTube.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be giving away in our Pure Love videos. And then we just use the snippets of that in the Pure Love videos of a bit of prep work.
Yep.
So it'd be nice to be able to give people shout outs of like, we're able to do this because of this.
I think when you break up the cost of the individual pieces you need, there's worse things for small businesses to spend part of their marketing budget that year on than a new sink or a 4-burner stove or an oven or microwaves or whatever you need. I think we can put a very convincing package together for you to go and speak to local businesses and drop off as a PDF download so that you can just send it over the phone to them, and we can really make this summer a collective community effort to try and change this entire thing for you. Like,
I
really
like legit hand out flyers because I'm really crappy at tech, but I'm amazing at this.
Well, all you'll have is a digitized QR thing, the thing that everyone's been using since COVID. You'll just have that. The person you're talking to will scan it with their phone, and it will download the PDF. Whatever QR, whatever you're doing promotions for yourself, you'll have different. I'll teach you all this. It's a piece of piss. Don't worry. I'll make them for you as well. Don't worry. And we'll get you out there. But I already feel like I'm not going to be able to look you in the eye again unless I stick to my buying one McDonald's a month. Like, I don't feel
I will spam your chats and your Discord.
Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, if you can do all of this, right, and you can make this your life, I'm an asshole if I'm in your world and I don't do one. If I don't do one meal a month, I don't think I could look you in the eye. And that's just a personal thing. I'm not trying to inflict my guilt or will onto anybody else.
No, or you're not trying to be self-abusive by calling yourself an asshole.
Listen, it's self-defamation comedy and self-abuse, two different things, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, it's amazing, dude. So, let's talk big picture now. Let's talk 5 years from now, if everything goes according to plan, and you can throw in
shower wagon.
You can throw in a little bit of fantasy and, a little bit of dream here. What is the end goal? A mobile catering unit. That's what you're after, I would imagine.
I think I would if I get my kitchen going here, I don't need a catering unit. I just need a van to bring food.
Big van.
It's like 5 years from now, pipe dream, man, portable shower unit. That I can just roll up and be like, hey man, you need a shower that's got hot water enough for 10 people. And then you go dump the water down a sewer,
yeah, dude,
hook it up to a fire hydrant, refill it.
You want to be looking at second-hand window cleaning units, right? They're big, plastic containers that go in the back of a van, and then industrial window cleaners will use them, right? And see if you double-doored the van open and had a hoop that came out with a shower ring that went round, and had that linked up, you could jimmy. I'm telling you now, people that are scrapyardy people or mechanics, any of those people ask about secondhand window cleaning van equipment, and I guarantee you'll be able to jimmy something together for the showers, dude. I'm telling you now. And
I'm just thinking a nice one. You roll up in the fancy type RV, come in, get some food, while you're waiting for your turn to have a shower.
I mean, I don't mean literally blow the fucking thing at them like a hose. I mean, you convert it into something nice. We got to have some vision here. I'm not just saying, right, homeless folk, line up and blast the bastards with a fucking hose. I'm not saying that. I mean, there's ways of integrating water pressure and tanks into vehicles really easily. And
Yeah.
you've seen the tailgate flip out barbecue serving areas that can come off vans. There's no reason you couldn't have something coming off the side that folds out into like a little cubicle for showers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, James, if you want a fucking van with a shower in it, buddy, you're getting a fucking van with a shower in it, buddy. All right.
No, I actually
Okay.
think they have like portable shower units that I've seen at like campgrounds. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a porta potty, but
Yeah.
a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
know
then,
exactly.
yeah,
what you mean.
it's just hooked up to your water tank, and you just roll up and be like, "Hey, we got hot shower."
And Saturday night with the boys, go driving around the block with one of them in the van in the shower, see who can last the longest. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a fun element too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that's something that once we got your kitchen done, we should look at phases because
Yeah, and it was either a portable shower unit or like a school bus with all the seats ripped out and bunk beds built,
dude,
so that when it's minus 30, minus 40, I can roll up onto the street and be like, "Yo, homeboy, homegirl, come on. There's a Foot Locker with a lock for your stuff to stay safe, and there's a fucking bed." And then I'll go park at a Walmart in the parking lot, let them sleep the night, get a nice breakfast for them when they wake up, and drop them off back where I picked them up, and find some other people to bless with a warm bed for the night.
oh, you've got my ADHD going mad. Because see if you can just make something. Like there was a guy in LA that was making little wooden boxes with doors on them that locked and dropping them off in alleyways for the homeless so that they could have a secure little house. Like there's so many ideas where creating little pod enclosures and little secure areas for people to sleep, ripping out a school bus, having 4 beds in it, having a serving area for food, you know, and eventually having staff that you've brought from the street that live in your bus and work for the food until they get themselves off the street. There's so much
well,
that
the
can
Pure
come
Love
from it.
Foundation is going to get so huge. There's going to be so much money that I'll just be able to hire people and be like, "Look, you're on salary,
Yeah.
12-hour shifts,
Do you know what?
and your job is to drive and keep people safe."
I almost want you to only become as big as your city and inspire the next guy in the city to fill his city, because you lose. See, if you were to become a global thing, if it was you if you were in control of it all, it would lose. You wouldn't be you anymore. You would be fucking Steve Jobs.
You have to find the right people.
Yeah. No, I
Their
agree.
part is
I
like-
agree.
and
I honestly think you're going to have a movement where you've got, "Oh, hi, James. My name's Bob. I'm in frickin' Australia. I'd love to start up the Pure Love Australian, chapter. Are you okay with that?"
Chapters.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And spread it that way. And, eventually you're going to have a crazy person, right? That's going to try and ruin it for everybody, right? But, you figure out a way for those who've done good in your name to unite together and get that going. People love that shit. People love to be able to wake up and be part of a good idea they haven't had to think of, but they can be part of it. And that's what I see for you. I think this becoming a global, you at the head of the ship sort of thing is terrifying. But this movement spreading, that's what I see happening, bro. Because you would hate it if you woke up tomorrow, a multi-millionaire at the head of a global charity organization where all you do is go to meetings. You would be like, "Fuck!"
I would.
You think?
No, there'd be somebody else doing that, because if I would be on the streets 5 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah, but the problem is, see the guy you hire, right? He's not you. This is the problem.
No.
He's not you. And see, after 3 months of him making decisions that you'd never make, you're going to fire him. And you're going to have to. You're going to have to take... This is what I mean. Whether you like it or not, you're going to end up off the streets running that business because you're not going to find another you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay? But I can see if you can get this to spread. And then next year you've got a little, 60-year-old lady that in the Pure Love Foundation once a month does scones or whatever the fuck grandmas cook and gives them out, and she gets a video on your channel, and then other people are doing it, and they're officially part of it. I think that is where this is going to go. I really think this is the summer where this is either going to blow the fuck up, or you're just going to live your life doing it as you want, the way that you've been planning on doing it. But I genuinely
And if
think,
anybody wants to go and do a random act of kindness and shoot it on video and say Pure Love Foundation loves you and
Yeah.
send us that video, we'll use it if they want us to.
hell yeah. In fact,
Of course we will.
like I say, let's get the Discord link, let's get a room set up. James will be able to sort of set the rules for what he's wanting to do. It's not a community room to go post silly stuff in. It's a serious place for people that, if they want, think of it as like if you go to an investment group or a business group, you behave yourself, you listen to James, it's his vision, and I really, really think that this could be a thing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I really, really do. Okay, man, like we've been going for like 70 minutes, dude. So I honestly I had a few other topics I wanted to talk about this evening, but I really think we're probably going to leave it there because.
Sure. So if that's, I'm going to do what this thing that I like to say. For you that's watching right now, you're important. If you don't know it, that's okay right now because other people do. We see it in you, you see it in us. We're a reflection of one another, and I love you. So that's it.
Yeah. And you're the only person I've ever met that doesn't make me cringe when you say shit like that. Do you know that? Like, it's weird. It's almost like I don't want to make eye contact with you when you're saying it because I know the power behind what you're saying, and I don't know if I'm worthy enough of that goodness. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's wizardry, homie.
Yeah, it is wizardry. Yeah, it is definitely wizardry.
Well, I'm more of a sorcerer. I'm connected to source.
Yeah. All right, listen, James, it's been an absolute freaking pleasure, all right? Over the next couple of days, we'll get all of this Discord stuff set up. We need to get those wish lists done, man, because we want to get fresh in people's minds. Even if you just make a shitty one with a panic amount of like cooking stuff on it or whatever, do that, you know?
Yeah.
Sit at night, your new thing for you to obsess about is putting together items that, you know, if it's $10 per bag, you know, a pair of socks, you know, a little torch, whatever, price up one pack worth of stuff, put that on another wish list, and you know, say to people, okay, well, you can either directly donate $12 and that buys a backpack for a home, you know, a person that needs it or whatever. All these ideas will collate. You can tell me what you want and I can help you the best I can.
Right on, homie.
All right. Listen, everyone,
very much.
thank you so much for you all being here. It's been a really insightful and, you know, great change for the content that's usually brought by this channel and our previous channels. So it's nice to end something feeling inspired and not enraged. So thank you very much, James. Thank you to everyone for joining us.
Yes, thank you all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say one more time that, James, I fully back you, and anybody that wants to support James, his link for his YouTube is down in the channel. Join the Discord, and we're going to be rolling out the True Love Foundation room and projects and ways we can help. Basically, ways to funnel your money into James's cause and for how you can be just a little bit better of a human being. Just a smidgy, just a smidgen, okay? No one's ever going to get to wizard god tier level, but if we can get a little 5% of James in our life, I think the world will be a little better for us all. So I'm very excited to see what we can do with this. Thank you very much, James. Thank you to all of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thursday night, okay? Thursday night, there's a couple of things in the works that are super fucking special. So there's a couple of big ones coming, and I think Thursday night, I will be posting the link tomorrow for that. I think I've got that all worked out. So thank you very much, and
Thank you, brother.
I will see you all in the next one.
Dungeon is all we know, where the shining light, we never go into the open. As far as you can see, it's wasting there, a big bright destiny. Don't you feel like breaking free? Open your eyes, embrace what you see now. Don't you feel like cutting loose? Yeah, cutting loose, cutting loose. I'm alive, I do or die. I'm alive.